But there were people in that show that when they walked into a room, everybody noticed them. Whether it was a comedy or whether it was for a serious nature, they noticed them. When you walk into a room, does that happen with you? Do people turn around and say, "Hey, Joan, it's Joan. It's my friend Joan. Let's get Joan over here. I want you to meet somebody." Or do you just blend in the crowd and disappear? Influence is something you have to master as a business owner. It first starts with the way you look. How do you dress when you're out there doing business? Are you impressive to people? Do you look like your genre? And I speak to my fellow friends and they're geeks out there, because our genre is completely different. We don't like dressing like this. Tell me. We don't. This is not our genre. Our genre is up here. But on the other hand, if you're my friend Kurt Storm, financial expert dealing with million-dollar clients, that tie is important. Those shoes have to be bucked. That buckle better look good. For the ladies, no different. Our style hasn't changed in several centuries, but yours is changing overnight. Thus, you have to keep track of what is looking good for you. If you don't know, find an image consultant, hire somebody, get that going. Influence not only comes from the outside, it comes also from the inside. That's the part that Neil Quamane has. He impressed me because his confidence radiates from his body. He understands exactly what it means to talk to somebody as an equal, rather than him being this high and mighty 24 books already sold, 3 of them on the top seller list, New York Times. That doesn't matter to him. He just wants to get to know you. He wants to understand who you are, what makes you tick, how can I help you? That's confidence, because the way I gather confidence is that you have to know that you can help someone. If you have things that can help me, that brings you confidence, because there's a reason we have to meet. There's a reason that we have to get together. Your goal today here is to say, I'm confident that I can help you. That's influence, and that spreads in a town like this. They don't say, well, that angel, he sells such and such product. They say, well, my friend Bill here, he helps people. You should get together with him. He might connect you with the right things. That's influence. That's what you want to master in your time as a business owner. The M is my favorite. It stands for motivate. Do you realize that a lot of people are hopeless right now in this country? We're the shining light. We're the ones that have to go out there and say, no, things are going great. That's why I became an entrepreneur. It is a perfect time today to become motivated. I have a chance sometimes to speak in places that are pretty hopeless. Triad Job Search Networks, a group that helps people who are unemployed, supports them. Many of them unemployed for 3 or 4 years. Women's Resource Center. I speak to single moms who right now are trying to make it big, come back into society strong after their hard times, their trials. They forget how special they are. Your job is to motivate somebody, to remind them of that. And how do you do that? It's great to meet you. I don't just say nice to meet you. It's great to meet you. Because I believe we were meant to meet. There's no accidents in life. Do you agree with that? Yes. Of course. We know that. That's a universal principle. There's no accidents in life. Therefore, that meeting with that person, you should take very careful care of it. And the way you motivate somebody is always look for something special about them. With Chisa, it's really easy. This girl takes all the time in the world to make sure she looks sharp, and I make sure to compliment her clothes, the way she does her hair, all of it. And what's that do for her? Chester grin comes out. She is motivated. She is happy. Because I don't know what her day's been like. Poor lady hasn't slept all night long for this event. She's tired. But you can't tell, right? Because she's motivated. She's motivating us. Getting all these speakers. Our speakers that just came up, they shared. They motivated us to give us hope that there's a place I can go to in this great city that I can get motivated for my business. The P is very important. It's called purpose. A lot of times we are doing things just because we think that's where we should have been. My favorite example, have you ever seen those ink blot tests? where they look like something and you're supposed to say, it looks like a bat. And then someone else says, no, I see a fox. And then someone tells you, well, it actually is. And then suddenly you start seeing it. And then you're like, yeah, I don't see the bat anymore. I see what you see. That's how our brain works. We have a bad habit of thinking our purpose is what someone else told us it should be. We need to discover it for ourselves. As I grew up in business, been in business now for 11 years, I had to decide what I wanted to be when I grow up. That's the big question. And I'll always ask business owners that when I meet them. I'll say, what did you want to be when you grow up? When they was first asked. And they'll tell me all these different careers, none of which they're doing right now. And I said, if you could go back in time, right to that moment, and change your major in college or wherever you were educated, would you do it? And they say, yes. So what are you waiting for? Your purpose needs to be what that answer was. What I want to be when I grow up. And when you answer that wholeheartedly, now you have resources right here in this room to get you started. Don't do what other people have told you to do. That's why I left the job market. I have a master's in chemistry. 4 years, 6 years of nothing but test tubes. Today, I'm doing exactly what I know I was meant to do. Encourage people, guide people, help them find their purpose in life, online and offline. That's it. Then, of course, the A is very important in impact. It's action. Everybody has goals in this room. I know that. You're all business owners. You've written a whole bunch of goals. You got A, B, C, D, what date, all that fun stuff. It's useless if you don't do anything about it. Action means doing the goal. Doing, walking, moving, speaking, paying, whatever it is, get off your butt and go. That's what's so important about business. It doesn't work unless you actually do something. That's what I learned as a business owner. I just have to do it. Entrepreneurship is such an interesting beast because it only works when you actually do it. It only works when you actually do something. So as you are an action-minded person, here's a best example. We're going to meet a lot of people today. And you're going to exchange business cards. And you're going to say something like, we should get together for coffee. Stop. Pull out the calendar on your not-so-smartphone and set it. That's what impressed me about Nito as well. We sat down for 30 minutes to speak, just to get to know each other. Because he wanted, when I said we should get together, he pulled out his calendar right there on the spot. And this is Nito Cobain. I was impressed by that. Now, it took 2 months to get that appointment done, because he's very busy, but he kept it. And he said it. You as an action-minded group need to stop procrastinating. You must go ahead and do it right now. If it's in your brain, stop, go. This vision of this business summit would not have been anything further more than a dream if Chisa did not do something about it. There was many times, I'm sure, Chisa felt like, did I make a mistake? Am I getting enough sponsors? Am I getting enough people? She reset the date. That's all she did. And she kept going. That's action. You must put in line action. C is extremely important in Greensboro and in any city in the Carolinas. Community. Community. If you're a business owner, your goal is always to get involved with your community. You can't sit in your office, in your building, and just handle your clients and that's it. Very bad. You must pick a cause, a university, youth, homeless, whatever it is, and say, I want to give back. The rule is very simple. It's a universal rule. We don't own any of this. You got to give it back to somebody else so they can go further. I've been passionate about youth Because when I grew up, I had no mentors. I had no one to look up to. My parents had no further education than elementary school. I was the first person to do it all in the family. And I messed up horribly over and over because there was no one to tell me otherwise until I met one man, my college science professor, who decided just to say, you know, Angel, follow me. And he took me out and started teaching me life. He started teaching me where I can get things, how I can get resources, how I can actually take advantage of my skin color, my background, and get money that was available to me that I didn't know about. Pay my way through college and grad school without any job whatsoever. It was all there for the taking. My parents didn't know that. O'Neill's been there. He did. He wanted to pass that down. Guess what? I'm a successful entrepreneur now. My job is to pass it down to all these youth in our city, to all these homeless people who think they're homeless, but they're not. They're in a transition, a trial. All they have to do is just step out and start over. You have to find your community and get your business in there. Not for the purpose of promoting your business, but because you know you can make a difference. And the T is extremely the end result of the entire process. Trust. Do you do business with anybody you don't trust? Of course not. We do business with who you trust. How do you gain that trust? First, you don't lie. Second, you have other people who can give you credibility. That's the only way you earn trust in this town. You don't lie, and you find people that can be your credibility standpoint. In this room, I have several people that I'm thankful that I've met that can vouch for my credibility in this city. And I thank God every day that I have those folks that if I'm in trouble, they will also stand up for me. How have you done with your relationships out there? Don't ever burn a bridge. We've always heard that. But the goal is to build trust with people, because that leads to referrals. We know that's valuable. We've heard about it in all the towns and all the places. Got a big build a referral business. I'm proud to say that in my business, I have not spent a dime in advertising in all 11 years. Trust. I just did a good job with people. I did it like they were the only client in the world. I bent over backwards as far as I could go for them. I gave them resources and other people that they could connect with. That's how you build trust. You don't do it for yourself anymore. You get the bigger picture in mind and you pass it on to them. So impact is a way that I use to spread my message of my business. Because when I hear people speak and tell me about their business, in that 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever time you have to envelop all of these components of impact into your message. So that I now know what you do, but more so how passionate and how go-getting you are, how you're motivating me to do things, and especially how I can trust you based on the credibility that you have. So how do you do that? In less than 10 seconds, my message is simple. My company builds websites for business owners who want to make a difference for their clients or in their community. That's my message in 10 seconds or less. Does it tell you everything about what I'm doing? Yes. Does it leave an impact in your mind? Yes, because it's not about me, it's about everyone else. So now here's what we're going to do, just so I wanted me to have time to do this today. I want to hear your message. This is the interactive portion of the presentation. I want to hear your message. I want you to tell me in front of this beautiful crowd today what you do. And then we're going to evaluate it together. And then we're going to see if everyone else thought that your message was impact.
Now, what if he was giving $1 million out here?
Well, I see a hand already up. I see two. Okay, good. You guys get the booby prize, whatever it is. I'll figure it out later. But, all right, nice and loud. Stand up, please.
My message is I am a program developer for Regional Practice, a nonprofit financial literacy for children ages 8 to 19.
Okay, very good. Did everybody hear that? Might be a little. Try it. Try saying it. Yeah, do it again and spread the music.
I am a program developer for Rich Girl, Rich Boy Prep, which is a nonprofit, and we teach financial literacy to children ages 8 to 19.
Okay. Tell me about that message. What's there? Use the components of impact.
She's giving back because she's
Community is there, yes.
She's giving back because she's starting with children.
Community back, giving back, legacy. That's community. What else is there?
It's selfless. She's teaching others.
She's teaching, right? There's the whole motivate. There's trust because there's children involved, automatically. There's action because you can't work with kids unless you're moving. Okay? There's community. There's purpose. There's purpose. Financial literacy. Now, other ways that you may say that is just really start with the end in mind. I'm looking to put legacy into our community through our children by teaching them financial literacy.
I like that.
I'm writing.
One of the things that I like to plug shamelessly is Toastmasters. We're taught how to take words and make them more colorful, but not change the message or not dilute the cause. See, so you always start with the end in mind. Okay, who's the other hand? Thank you very much. Give her a hand. To everybody.
My name is Katrina Harrell, and I help women entrepreneurs build six-figure business models that allow them, that reflects rather, who they are, their heart, their spirit, and what they were truly meant to do here on earth.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. What do you think? Where's the impact?
There's definitely influence and motivation. Right?
Influence, right? The women, motivation, community again is there. The trust is there because these are women. Okay? You gotta trust. Women don't trust very easily. Okay? Very good. That's what you're trying to do. And again, part of the message is starting always with the end in mind. Our goal is to empower, big word, empower women to be able to make a difference in their community through proven systems that we have. See, again, so you're empowering women. That's a big word. Always empower, because teaching is one thing, but we never know if we're going to get to the end result. But empowering means I did it. We have another volunteer. Nice and loud. Here we go.
I'm Golden Small, and I have a nonprofit organization that addresses the concerns of our young men, of color in particular. And in the process of doing so, we have now realized that we have to reach those that touch their lives to make them have a network that is workable to save them.
Okay. Thank you. Let's give her an applause for that. Where's the impact? Where's the impact? You got community. I'll give you that one already, right? Community, young men, right? Is there purpose in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there trust? Young people, trust. What else is there? Motivated.
There's action.
There's action, right? The end result. Again, another area that's very important is like our goal is to leave legacy. Our goal is to create, empower young black men. Again, I don't know if it's encompassing Hispanic, men of color, to go ahead and make a difference in their community. Proven systems, another way you can do it. Nonprofit is a word that is very strange. It's perceived many different ways by so many different people. Just use the word my organization. Kill out the nonprofit because it's overused. That's the problem. See, some words, they start to get overused by our society, and thus you have to be careful that they're perceived in so many different ways in the universal audience, oftentimes not well enough. But if you say my organization or our organization, plural, will always encompass much more. Later, if they want to know more, then it happens to be a 501(c). Make sense? Give her applause. Terry? Okay.
We develop marketing strategies that small businesses need to get found by their local consumers. Our passion is helping the small business because our country is run on small business.
Okay, excellent. Small businesses, right? How many small businesses are in here? you should think bigger. That was a trick question. One of the things that, again, where's the impact on that? All right? We're missing probably community a little bit. You got action, you got motivate. You got a small business, you got motivate, no question. Influence, all right? Got a lot of influence there. The goal there is with small business, see with small business, it's very interesting because it's a perception that yes, our country is founded on small businesses. There's no question that our country really is shifted into that paradigm. Now the goal is to tap into it. And so you're saying that I've tapped into small businesses to increase their bottom line through successful marketing strategies. That's it. Do you want to know? Then you go see her at the booth. That's the impression you want to give. It's short and sweet bursts, but it involves impact. My goal is to influence a person that they can trust me, that they want to be motivated by me, that they want to do something with me. Me, not my company. Me. That's what's changed. If anybody here has a not-so-smart cell phone, you know that you don't like to dial customer service. You just don't. Now here's a story I'll tell you why influence is so important. I was just sharing this with one of the other vendors today. My daughters, they always go to their 6-month checkup at their dental office. Now what's so great about this particular dental office is that they call me easily a week before the appointment to remind me about the appointment. And this has been religious since the budding teeth of my first daughter. She's 8 now. They've been religiously doing this for 8 years. Actually 1 month ago, my wife was very ill. I had to call 911 to get her to the hospital. And while I was doing that, driving behind the ambulance, somehow I remembered I had to call the dentist's office to let them know I'm not going to make the appointment tomorrow. Look at me weird. Go ahead. Why would I stop in the middle of a crisis and remember that somebody that I had to go see, my dentist, my girl's dentist, I'm going to have to now call them to let them know. Why is that? They're stuck in my head. They've been doing the right thing right for so long, I owe it to them. Even in the middle of crisis. Just to let you know, my wife was okay with it. That's how you want your company to run. That your influence is so big. The minute they mention social media, bang, names should be popping in your head. The minute they mention an organization like yours, your name should pop into their head. That's influence. That's how you start to build character and all the other aspects of your business. If you follow this impact principle, you'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it very well. Did you learn something?
Yes.
I'll leave you with this story. One of the biggest things that I learned as a business owner in the very early parts was getting my face slammed many times. No, slam. I don't want that. Slam. Too expensive. Slam. Over and over. You're ugly. Slam. Perseverance. You can make a difference in someone's life, in your community, if you believe it's worth changing. You can make a difference in someone's life or in your community if you believe it's worth changing. That's what's driven me and several people I talk to be successful. Don't forget that. Just